Girish, Sip Sudeep, Sip Kaumudi, Sip Ashok Chotwani, Sip Atmatray, Sip Motkulanand, Sip Dasi Budrani, Sip Gaurish, Sip Lakshmi, Sip Hitkari, Sip Eru, Sip Komal, Sip Samita, and Sip Sagairaj. Welcome to the session of Ask Air. Today we have a question that we face, and the question is this: what is the difference between an ordinary man and a realized soul? What is the difference between an ordinary man and a realized soul? Who would like to try to define, to distinguish, what is the difference between an ordinary man and a realized soul?
Can I try it?
Yes, please try.
Okay. So ordinary man does ordinary deeds, just like a regular human being, and the realized soul does extraordinary things, or goes out of his way and does something out of the box.
That's okay, correct. But what out of the box? What is it?
So not something that a normal human being does, in the sense that he will forgive more.
25 years back, when I was in business, when somebody asked me what's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary, I would say extra. 25 years back. But now when you reach a state of anubhuti, you know what the meaning of anubhuti? Anubhuti means anubhuti, means realized. Anubhuti. This is not, everybody is not blessed to get anubhuti. Anubhuti, the realization. You have to open your real eyes, not like this, not these marble eyes, not these marble eyes. Yes, you see, as no, you need to get that aha. When you get that aha, when you get that moment, what is the difference between an ordinary man and a realized soul? What's the difference?
He's out of all the bondages.
What bondages?
Bondages of lust, want, wishes.
Lust?
You know, like everything that we want. Yeah, lust, all the kind of vices what we call.
Yeah, because ordinary people don't understand. Ordinary people cannot, because they are controlled by the thought. An ordinary person is controlled by the thought. The realized soul controls the thought, because he is in a state of consciousness. The ordinary person is caught by ye chahiye, wo chahiye, ye. No, we all go through the ordinary stage. How many of us go beyond from ordinary to that state of spiritual extraordinary? What is realization? It is spiritual, not extraordinary in the field of business or science or technology. Hey, that is ordinary. That is world. That's so basic. In the world, you say, oh, the extraordinary scientist. Kya hua? What's the big deal, extraordinary scientist? He's an extraordinary doctor. Kya hua? Anybody can be extraordinary doctor. But to be spiritually extraordinary, you become realized. And you're one in millions, if not billions. I can't say billions, because there are more than 8 people in this world who are realized, I'm sure. Maybe 1 in millions. It is not every sabki baski baat nahi. It's not everybody's thing. So good, Kaumudi. So ordinary person is caught by lust. An ordinary person is caught by desire. An ordinary person is caught by ignorance. An ordinary person is caught. But the realized soul is free. The realized soul is liberated from the prisons of the ordinary bars of possessions and people and pleasures. So ordinary. How do you reach that state of bliss? Okay, let me not give all the answers. So who else will try? Thank you, Kaumudi, for the good start. Who else will try?
Shivam sir.
Sudeep Bhargava.
Shivam sir.
Shivoham.
Sir, practically, if I have to see on how realized somebody is, the two things that come to my mind. One is that the person will not be working to fulfill the needs of his senses.
Okay.
He would have gone beyond the need of the senses. That's one way I believe a realized person will be different from an ordinary person. And second, the word is the sthit pragya, which you use. So sthit pragya means I will not get affected by the pains or the gains. My response is going to be the same to all the stimulants. Whatever, if anything good happens with me, I'm sitting calmly. If something goes bad, again sitting calmly. I'll take that example of that ship that you gave, sir, in one of the bhajans, that the person got the news that your ship has sunk. So he was said, okay, God's will. Then they said that the ship has not sunk, it was somebody else's ship. He said, okay, God's grace, thank you. So he was that sthit pragya. So that is the difference between a realized soul and a ordinary soul.
So what's the first point you said, Sudhir?
First point is that I will not be working towards the need of my senses. It's not that I want to see something, so I'm craving for to see something or to hear something or eat something. That craving is not there.
So an ordinary person, we wrote a beautiful quote. I wrote a beautiful quote. What is the quote? How does it go? It says, to gain knowledge, you need the senses. With the sensor, the quote goes like this: with the senses, you can get knowledge, but with the senses, you cannot get enlightenment. The moment you have to tame the senses. So the realized soul, they tame the senses. Right? So the good point. And the second point, sthit pragya. Sthit pragya means you are with a steady intellect. Your intellect is steady. Your mind doesn't make you a monkey. Normally, we all ordinary human beings, we are all monkeys. We are not able to be still, like what Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita. So, my dear friend, good points, Sudeep. Thank you. Who else would like to add? Very good points. Who else would like to add?
जी, may I?
हाँ, माता जी, आप आ गए। रू माता जी, कल तो आप नहीं थे।
तो फोन ने बहुत तंग करा था। कोई नेवर माइंड, मैंने सुन लिया था बाद में। Guruji, realized soul will always work by intelligence. He will command the mind. He will not be the slave of the mind. Every step he will use his intelligence by a sharp weapon, mind ko kill karne ke liye.
And what does he? How does he use this intellect? What does he do to use the intellect?
As soon as the thought comes, he has to nip it in the bud stage. उसी वक्त sword से उसको cut कर दो, ताकि वो आगे feeling ही ना बने, ना action करो.
So हमारी रू माता जी is our spiritual PhD. हाँ, रू माता जी.
But बोलिए, आपने ही बताया ये, हमें कुछ नहीं आता, आपने ही बताया.
So रू माता जी says that a realized soul, as soon as the thought comes, at the point, stop. If we don't let the realized soul doesn't let the seed to germinate. So what does the ordinary person? What does it do? The seed comes and it starts to build from the seed, then the roots and the shoots. Because it's dangerous, right? It's starting to build roots and shoots. The realized person said, out. Takes it out like that only.
और गुरुजी realized soul जो है contented life जिएगा, simple and contented life lead करेगा. उसको कुछ नहीं चाहिए, desires को वो पीछे.
So the realized person, right? He knows that it is a cosmic drama. He knows everything is. वो गाना क्या है? Nothing is real, it's a cosmic drama. We are just actors, we come and we go. There will be laughter, there will be tears, such is the cosmic show. It's a drama, you see. Whatever will be. Our role we must play, you see. What will be. So this is what a cosmic drama. Who realizes? The realized soul. The realized soul. Good, Ru Mataji. Good. So what is? Huh?
Sirji.
Girish, bolo, Girish.
An ordinary person is the prisoner of his own mind.
Good.
Whereas a realized soul is his sense of self is not limited by the limitations created by body, mind, and ego.
I like the first statement what you made. An ordinary man is a prisoner of his,
Own mind.
and a realized soul makes his mind his slave.
Yes.
I'm giving another light. The ordinary man is he becomes a prisoner of his mind. The mind makes him a puppet. The mind says, "Nach meri bulbul to paisa milega." This is how you dance. It makes you the mind makes you dance, and you dance, and you dance, and you dance. But a realized soul says, "Hello, shoo, shoo." You do panja, the game panja, no? You catch the mind and you put it down. You push the mind down. You catch the mind and you put it down. You don't let the mind come up. Good, Girish. The ordinary person is Ashok Nichani was wanting to speak. Ashok Nichani.
शिवम सर जी.
Shivoham, bolo Ashok.
सर जी, जो अभी सुना, it is very simple that an enlightened person doesn't require his senses to be used, and an ordinary person uses his full senses.
But then how does an enlightened person live, Ashok? You don't use your senses.
Enlightened person, he is the divine soul.
But how can he live without senses?
Because he is already enlightened. He doesn't require the power of the senses.
No, Ashok. Let me small correction, Ashok.
Okay.
The ordinary person is controlled by his senses.
Controlled by his senses. Okay.
The enlightened person controls the senses.
Okay. Okay. Sure, sir.
But
Got
you
it.
cannot. What are your senses, Ashok? Your senses are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Can you stop? Will an enlightened person give up the eyes, give up the nose, give up the ears?
No, no, no. He cannot give up.
What does he do, Ashok? But he doesn't go by the senses, but he tames the senses.
James, control.
Yeah, he makes the senses dormant. Matlab, he makes the senses quiet.
Quiet.
He makes the senses quiet.
Okay, sir.
You agree, right? Your point is right, Ashok?
Yes, yes, sir. You're right. Thank you.
Thank you. Harini. Yes, Harini. Question from Harini.
So my question is, since I'm a beginner,
Yeah.
and when I have this monkey jumping in my head, so how do I cut those thoughts from growing? How do I distract myself from such thoughts?
So when the monkey, you said the monkey in your head is jumping, correct, Harini?
Correct.
So when you look at the word monkey, M-O-N-K-E-Y, since you're a newcomer, the word monkey has also got the word monk inside it, correct?
Correct.
So you want to make the monkey into a monk.
Okay.
Who's a monk? A monk is a silent person, correct? A monk is a completely, you want to stop the monkey from jumping and you want to make the monkey to become a monk, correct?
Right.
So what do you have to cut from monkey? What do you have to cut?
The key.
The EY, the tail.
Correct. Yeah.
M-O-N-K-E-Y. EY is the tail.
Correct.
To cut this tail, the monkey becomes the monk.
Right.
What is the tail EY, you know?
No, I don't.
EY means ever yelling and ever yearning. EY means ever yelling. The mind is constantly chattering, right or wrong?
Correct.
So
Yes.
you cut it. How do you cut that ever yelling? By silence. By silence. By silence. Okay? And
Okay.
how do you cut that ever yearning? I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. By cutting the desires of the monkey mind. You got the answer? I hope you is it easy to understand?
No, it is easy to understand. So if how do I distract myself? But how do I cut it? What do I? How do I?
By spending time in silence. When you
Okay.
spend time in silence, that ever yelling, that noise gets cut. When you make a habit of speaking, when you wake up in the morning, don't look at your mobile phone, don't on the television, don't read the newspaper. When you get up in the morning, First, spend 10 minutes just silence. The monkey will become a tame monk. The first thing is to spend time in silence. And the second thing is to activate the intellect. Then the intellect controls the mind from yearning. I want this, I want this. By telling the mind, nothing is yours. Can you take anything with you, Harini? If I give you $1 billion when you die, can you take it with you?
No, I can't.
Nothing. You can't even take one pin. One
True.
pin you cannot take. But the mind doesn't let us understand this. The mind is constantly jumping like a monkey, what you just said. The mind is constantly busy in its monkey business.
Right. That
So,
helped.
okay. Any more questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
So you can come back if you have any other questions. Thank you, Sudeep Bhargava. Thank you for your question, Harini.
Shivam sir. So
Sure.
yesterday, unfortunately, I could not attend the call. So just wanted to share my opinion on that question that we had discussed yesterday, whether it is the mind speaking or the intellect speaking, how we can differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
So although this point was covered by Komal Aunty also, but I believe that mind will be speaking when I am in a turbulence and there are a lot of thoughts going around me.
Mhm.
At that time, the voice that I hear will be coming from the mind.
Correct.
And when I sit in silence, I cannot remove the thoughts totally, but I can at least reduce the thoughts. So that is when the intellect will be speaking. That is when the right ideas and the right path will come in front of
Correct.
me. And another example that I normally give myself is that water, if we see, its natural tendency is to go from top to the bottom. It flows down without any power. It doesn't need
Correct.
anything to flow down.
Correct.
Now to lift it up, we need a pump.
Correct.
So in the same way, the mind will tell me to do something that sounds sweet to me. I would like to do it. That is then the mind is telling me. If I like what the idea that I'm getting, then it's possibly the mind which is telling me, because normally the intellect tells me to do something which I don't like doing, because that would be the right thing to do. That is to lift myself from a lower state to the upper state. I need that power. So mostly I've seen intellect will be asking me to do something which I don't really want to do, but I know that that is the right thing to do.
In the scriptures, this is called Shreya and prayer. In the scripture,
correct.
this is called Shreya and prayer. So Shreya, I think prayer is just sweet.
Shreya is the good. Shreya is good. Priya is what seems to be good.
Yeah. So prayer is the voice of the mind.
Yes.
And Shreya is the voice of the intellect.
Voice of intellect.
Okay. So continue. So you're right, Sudeep. And what is your question?
No, I just wanted to share this thing, and if you want, if you can add something to it, or maybe if I'm wrong, then you can just correct me wherever I am.
So what happens is sometimes when we miss a call like this, no? So the mind is taking us away from the call. The mind is telling us you want to go somewhere for something else. But how does one stop that mind from taking us somewhere else? So that is the challenge. We want the intellect to tell us nothing is more important than enlightenment. This is a big problem. A lot of people, I'm fortunate I was able to give up the world for the sake of this beautiful journey. But many of you are still struggling. Many of you are struggling to be able to what you call balance. Why are you struggling to balance? Because the mind is still active. When you reach that state of anubhuti, when you reach a state of realization, which is aparoksh anubhuti. So the last 1 or 2 days, we are talking of this new term of anubhuti, which means anubhuti doesn't have an explanation in English. It's anubhuti is that experience. So realization, the realized soul, the intellect, the consciousness, science can't define. Words cannot define. You experience, you feel the divine bliss in you. Suddenly you see magic around you. So that is not the work of the mind. That is the work of consciousness. In that very consciousness, Sudeep, the intellect comes alive. But you can't, there's no logic. There is no logic in this. There is the divine magic. So we have to reach that state of divine magic. Okay, Sudeep? रेखा आपको मैंने बहुत आंसर भेजा है. You are not online. आप मोबाइल फोन में आपका पूरा आंसर भेजा. Tell me what's your question.
शिवम मैर, थैंक यू फॉर सेंडिंग मी द आंसर्स. मेरे फोन में रिचार्ज नहीं था, आज करवाया है, एंड आई विल रीड टुडे द आंसर्स.
Okay, बोलो.
I was waiting for 2 days, then you didn't reply और रिचार्ज भी खत्म हो गया, तो आज करवा के आई हूँ.
अच्छा अभी बोलो क्या, what, how can I help you?
मैं आज सुबह साइलेंस में बैठी थी, ट्राई किया कि साइलेंस में बैठना है और कैसे करना है, तो जस्ट आई थिंक आई सैट फॉर 5 मिनट्स। फिर मुझे मतलब ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि फोकस ध्यान पूरा किस पे होना चाहिए, आंखों पे होना चाहिए कि दिल पे होना चाहिए कि ध्यान कहाँ पे होना चाहिए, ये समझ नहीं आ रहा था। तो
ध्यान
मैं
समझ-
क्या मतलब ऐसे बैठ के कुछ देखने की कोशिश कर रही थी अंदर ही अंदर के पावर कहाँ है लेकिन फिर आंखें भी मतलब आंखें एकदम से खुल रही थी, तो आंखों पे हाथ भी दिया और दिमाग पे ऐसे हाथ भी रखा कि दिमाग को कहीं और नहीं जाना है, इधर ही
Okay.
रखना है।
This is a very sincere question, my dear friends. Very humble and sincere and honest question. Rekha is asking us. She's asking us, when I want to do dhyan, what to do? Where to look? Some people say, you know what you must do? Some people say, you must wait for here. Then they will tell you here, keep on looking. Da, 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 dun, dun, da, da. Blue light will come. Then, din, din, da, da, din, din, da, then green light will come. Then you are becoming more enlightened, then purple light will come. Then they ask you, can you see blue light? Can you see purple light? You say, I can see blue light. So this is all humbug. No, this is all humbug. You don't want to do all that. This is in Rekha and the rest of you. What you need to do, you just need to be still. Nothing. Just watch. Just watch what is happening, where your mind is going, where your toes are wrinkling like that, your toes are going like this. Then suddenly you're remembering one Bollywood song. Then your mind is going somewhere. Then just watch.
Yeah, well, I have to watch my mind.
You watch anything. You just watch. Become a witness. Suppose I'm asking you, you're watching the TV. I'm giving you an example. You're watching the TV. TV is off. There is nothing on the TV. In front of the TV, 2 mosquitoes are flying. What you'll be watching then?
Mosquitoes.
Because that is because the mosquito came in front of the TV, you're watching. Suddenly now the TV comes on, then what will you be watching?
TV.
Because the mosquito cannot be seen, the mosquito gum ho gaya. You just watch what is happening in the drama called life. You learn, this is called consciousness.
Okay.
Just be still. Just be still. Just be still. Just be still. Just do nothing. Observe. Watch. The moment you're trying to do this, the mind will jump somewhere. The mind will go and say, अरे कल का पाव भाजी उधर रखा है, वो कोई नहीं खाएगा तो खराब हो जाएगा कल का पाव भाजी. Come back to here. Come back.
Okay.
Then suddenly you say, "Arey, I forgot to tell Gautam, he has to right now, he has to get my book from air. Just now." No, come back. Mind will jump, mind will go, mind will jump, mind will go. Come back.
Okay.
Come back. Come back. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
come
yeah,
back
got it.
and report what happens
Okay.
when you finish.
Okay, thank you.
Jotri's questions are very interesting, so we give him. Jyotri, we have to see your face once. Who are you? When are you going to give us your divine darshan, Jyotri? Today or when? We want to see you one time. So who is Jyotri? Or should I can give the answer now, but next time I will demand that I see you. Because you ask such intelligent questions, we need to see you one time. Okay, Jyotri? So when one of these days you have to show us who you are. You are the mystery Jyotri, who is asking so many good questions. But we want to know who is this mystery Jyotri. Huh? So let us read Jyotri's questions. All right. Who gets purification? Who gets in? Today only Aru was asking me this in her review. We do a spiritual review and Aru was asking this same question. Who gets purification? Who gets illumination? Is it the ignorance that get enlightened? It's just like saying, does the darkness get light in a room? Is it the darkness that gets light? No. When the light comes, the darkness disappears. So it's not the darkness that gets light. It's not the ignorance that gets enlightened. When the enlightenment comes, the ignorance disappears. If yes, then what actually is ignorance? If mind and ego doesn't exist, then who takes rebirth? Is it like those? Is it like those who realize the truth ultimately unifies with God? I am still confused. Who will unify with SIP? Please, oh my earthly God, give me an answer. Today only we were having this discussion because my spiritual partner was questioning, not for the sake of questioning me, but for getting a clarity on the subject. So Jyotri, a very interesting question. We human beings are ignorant, and this ignorance is called the Karna Sharir. We human beings are ignorant that we are not the mind and ego. Because of our ignorance, we become the mind and ego, and we create karma, and we are born again and again and again. So this is where it comes to ignorance. So let's cover your point one by one, because this is the most profound question anybody can ask. And that's why I took Jyotri's question, because Jyotri's questions are the best, one of the best, to the level of Girish and Sudeep. Very good question. So I am confused. Who will unify with SIP? So what happens is, the question I would ask you to equate it, a question with the air in the balloon. So when the air is in the balloon and we burst the balloon, how does the air inside the balloon unify with the air outside the balloon? Can you explain to me? How does the air inside the balloon unify with the air outside the balloon? What is the process? You will say, what a silly question. There is nothing to unify. When you burst the balloon, the air becomes one with the air that is everywhere. So the soul in us and the soul in SIP, or the power in us and the power in SIP, is one. This body appears. This body is not. This body appears to be. This body is consisting of 30 trillion cells. And we are thinking each cell has soul power. No. Each cell does not have soul power. Each cell is the soul. So when each of the cell of the body is the soul appearing to be you and me, appearing to disguise itself as mind and ego, appearing to be the one who's creating karma and being reborn, I am still confused who will be unified with SIP. Nobody is unified with SIP. It is just that the mind and ego is liberated from rebirth. The mind and ego otherwise suffers this samsara, the cycle of rebirth and death and rebirth. The moment that cycle is, the moment you realize anubhuti, the moment the anubhuti happens, when the realization happens, when you, it's not when you realize, you experience Jyotri, at that very point you realize, oh, I am not this, I am not this, I am not me, I am not mind and ego. In that very moment of realization, you have already unified. There is nothing to unify. In reality, we are all one with the divine. But because of our ignorance, we become Dvaita. We become separate from each other. We think you and me and I and you and Sudeep and Girish and Atmatraya. No, there is no difference. You and me, we are one. We are all one. We appear different. It's like asking, how does the wave unify with the ocean? The wave is the ocean. The wave doesn't have to unify with the ocean. The wave appears to be the wave, but the wave is nothing but the ocean. The wave comes Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. It appears in the music of the divine. We appear and we disappear. We appear and we disappear. As long as, now coming to your point, there is ignorance. The ignorance makes us me. The me creates karma. The karma makes us get rebirth. And therefore, the moment there is realization, there is purification, there is illumination, there is purification of the body, mind, ego. There is illumination of the intellect and the consciousness. The ignorance disappears just like darkness disappears when you switch on the light. And when you switch on the light, there is realization. There is anubhuti. There is realization that I am not I. I am Sip. I am the supreme immortal power. The mind and ego is an illusion. The mind and ego is a fugitive. It's a chore. It doesn't exist. It appears to fool us. And because of that ignorance, it creates karma and it takes rebirth. Those who realize the truth, they don't have rebirth. They automatically unite with the divine when they are not the mind and ego. The moment there is death of the body, in that very moment, there is no mind and ego, and therefore there is liberation, unification, nirvana, moksha. Jyotri, is the answer satisfactory? But if you are not clear, please give a counter question if there's any doubt, because you have a very deep question. So Jyotri, do you want to ask any question? Or are you satisfied? Does anybody want to ask a counter question to this deep question? Kumar Swami, Atmatray, Sudeep, Girish, any of you are Ru Mataji. Anybody has a doubt, Hitkari ji, of what we just spoke? It's a very, very, very important subject. I don't know how many of you have paid it because it was a very deep subject. Jyotri, are you going to give us either thumbs up or thumbs down? You understood, did not understand, agree, did not agree? So Jyotri, give us your answer. You want to ask anything more on this, or are you satisfied? Because we want to see who's this Jyotri, but I think I was too aggressive today. Maybe Jyotri has become embarrassed not to. Okay. We'll wait for Jyotri to give us. But my dear friends, let's therefore stick. Yes.
Very good answer, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're
very good answer. Yes,
sir.
sir. We get clarity in detail. Yes.
Thank you. So, Atmatray, it's very important to have clarity. Only in clarity can there be anubhuti. Yes. Otherwise, when there is confusion, there can be no anubhuti. You know, sometimes there is so much blah, 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 blah. And suddenly, wow. That moment of wow. Suddenly it comes. From nowhere it comes. This is called grace of the divine. Right. This happens. Huh? Somebody was telling me yesterday and today how they got a spark. And this spark, of course, I respect, and I'm not revealing that too much, but the spark is the divine spark. How do we get that spark? And the moment you get that spark, that anubhuti, what Jyotri just said, Jyotri is asking, who will be illuminated? Who will be purified? What happens to purification? What happens to ignorance? How does the ignorance get? Who's asking all these questions? Hitkari ji, who's asking all these questions? Hitkari ji? The questions are being asked by the mind. Who's the questions are being asked by the mind. So we have to be able to transcend the mind, go beyond. Okay, last few minutes. Anybody wants to ask any finale question?
Sir, Shivoham.
Shivoham?
Komal, sir.
Bolo Komal.
The difference between the ordinary person and the enlightened soul.
Yeah.
The enlightened soul is like water in the matka, the cold, he is calm and he understands. The matka water it gives us coolness. But the ordinary person is like boiling water. With ego, with anger, with मैं ऐसे comparison कर रही हूँ सब because I have understood that much. लेकिन आप जो है मेरे को बताइए whether I'm correct or not in this manner.
No, you are correct. There's nothing wrong in what you are saying. See, what you are saying, an ordinary person becomes garam. Very simple what you are saying. An ordinary person gets angry so fast in a matter of. How many of you have seen people fighting with auto walas? Auto walas. Hey, 10 rupees वापस दो. नहीं 10 रुपए. Hey, 10 रुपए. मार दूंगा. 10 रुपए वापस दो. What is 10 rupees? We are fighting for 10 rupees with auto wala. Sometime have you seen? Komal, you tell me, Komal. Have you not seen somebody going to the sabzi wala and he says, 10 rupees kilo? नहीं, 9 रुपए 50 पैसा. नहीं 10 रुपए किलो. नहीं 9 रुपए 50 पैसा. 9 रुपए 50 पैसा. नहीं मैडम 10 रुपए किलो. Till that man tells you, क्या मैडम मैं गरीब आदमी हूँ मेरे से 50 पैसा क्यों चोरी करता है मैडम? Then you feel like a fool. Don't you feel like a fool when the poor sabzi wala tells you, क्या मैडम तुम मॉल में जाता है तुम इतना पैसा खर्च करता है उधर भी ऐसा बोलता है क्या बार्गेनिंग करता है क्या? You feel so sheepish, correct? Right or wrong?
Right.
Nowadays these vegetable vendors have become very smart. They give you such kind of dialogues only. So the point is, Komal, we are very petty. The ordinary person is very petty. The ordinary person is controlled by the mind. The ordinary person is controlled by the ego. The ego is anguished by what? By anger, hate, revenge, jealousy. You're bringing a very simple point, very simple practical point. Ordinary person garam ho jata hai. The realized person kyun garam nahi hota hai, Komal? Why the matka water? Why the realized person is like matka water? Because the realized person knows, what is the point of getting angry? What is the point? Correct.
Right.
This world is just a drama. It's just a show. We come, we go. What is the point of losing our peace of mind? This is the attitude of a realized person. But the ordinary person will say, oh, yeah. The ordinary person will tell you, Komal, there is 100 rupees. So you will tell him, okay, I'll give you, I'll give you afterwards. Then the ordinary person says, no, I will come tomorrow to your house. So the ordinary person spends 200 rupees in Uber to come to your house to collect 100 rupees. The ordinary person will spend 200 rupees by Uber to come to your house to collect 100 rupees from you. क्या मतलब है इसमें बोलो? What is the intelligence of him spending 200 rupees to come to your house to collect 100 rupees? This is the pettiness we have. We waste our whole life. We waste our whole life in meaningless things. And we don't attain that state of realization, that state of Sat Chit Anand. We don't attain, my dear friends, before I close today, I have about a minute to go. Every day we come on this call. Why do we come on this call? Every day we come on this call because we want to reach that state of enlightenment. Now, many of us have already got that anubhuti to some extent or the other. Some of you discuss with me, so I know how many of you have close to that state or you have reached that state of anubhuti. Not everybody is, like I said, but some of you are blessed. Now, the idea is to help you reach that state of anubhuti. Is it easy? 1 in a million, 1 in millions. Not anybody can reach. But the goal of this call, my goal is to help you reach yours. I want you to attain that state, what you want to reach. How will you attain that state of enlightenment? How will you realize the truth? What is it that you are seeking? Therefore, on this call, every day we take one step forward, one step forward, one step forward. Like Girish sang yesterday, Patthar ka kartak. एक बार नहीं 100 बार नहीं पत्थर को मार. Suddenly one day, wow, you get that anubhuti, you get that experience. So my dear friends, work towards that. Work towards that divine moment where you are realized. To all the sip in you, I bow down till I see you tomorrow. Shivoham, Shivoham.